It's the radio guy, Mike Prince. Welcome to another episode of the Mike Prince Show. Our daily mission is to bring you news that you could use. Today would be no exception to the rule. You can follow me on Twitter at the Mike Prince Show. The YouTube channel is Open Mic Broadcast Network. The website, obnradio.com, and the 24-hour dial-in message line, 713-570-6736. And without any further delay, we'll jump right into today's episode. Big news jumping out with the MEAC, soon-to-be SWAC participant, Bethune-Cookman, made the announcement that they will not be participating in fall competition with the MEAC. A lot of people are up in arms about this and saying that it's going to actually cause a setback for MEAC spring football. But if you really look at it, it actually helped the spring football when you break things down. You had 4 teams from the north, 5 teams from the south, and there was a bit of an unbalance. With Bethune-Cookman dropping out, it brings it back to the balance with the concept that they had that both teams or both divisions will play each other twice within their division. So things are still much intact for that, so there's no need to hit the panic button just yet. But it could be a forecast of things to come. The way things are resurfacing right now as far as the coronavirus is concerned, who says that we'll have spring football? So maybe it's Bethune-Cookman's way of getting out ahead and preparing for fall competition. We know the excess dollars that it's going to take just for monitoring purposes alone. I'm not going to say testing, because testing is a whole nother level. And on an FCF level in particular, it's been a lot of monitoring going on. So could this just be forward thinking from the leadership of Bethune-Cookman? We'll keep a monitor on things to see how it all develops. Brazos Valley Schools Credit Union has 13 different locations to better serve you. Locations in Rosenberg, Missouri City, Katy, College Station, Bryan, Brenham, and Waller, Texas. For more information, you can contact them on their toll-free number, 855-391-2149. Or you can send an email to information@bvscu.org. Other news spreading throughout the conference. Alabama A&M has made it official with the signing of Elliot Jones as their head baseball coach. We actually tweeted that last week, but we got a treat for you guys. We'll hear from Coach Elliot Jones later on in this broadcast. Also, you guys are still buzzing about the Eric Dooley interview on Sunday Night Live, and you guys have been chiming in on the respectometer, I guess we'll call it, as far as the other 6 who make up the back half of the new look Southwestern Athletic Conference: Alabama State, Alabama A&M, Pine Bluff, Mississippi Valley, Prairie View, and Texas Southern. Of those squads, which one is getting the most disrespect from your vantage point? Don't forget that message line, 713-570-6736. We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back with more of the Mike Prince Show.
If you could do one thing to make an impact on the things that matter to your family, your community, and your country, wouldn't you do it? That's what voting is all about. An easy way to make a difference. Register, learn about the issues and candidates, and vote this November. Your vote helps shape the future of America. Visit www.vote411.org to get started. This is a public service announcement from Open Mic Broadcast Network.
Want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth! I have a greater responsibility than you can possibly fathom. You don't want the truth because deep down in places you don't talk about at parties, you want me on that wall. You need me on that wall.
Join us for a daily episode of the Mike Prince Show right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Welcome to the Brazos Valley Schools Credit Union Hotline. We have on the line with us today, all the way from Huntsville, Alabama, the newly hired head baseball coach for the Alabama A&M Bulldogs, none other than Coach Elliot Jones. How you doing, sir, and welcome to the show.
Good morning, man. I thank you. I'm doing well. Appreciate you guys having me on this morning.
Well, we are excited to have you on. Let me first say congratulations to you, sir. You're not a stranger to this conference at all. And for those who might not be aware, we're going to allow you to introduce yourself and lay it out how you landed at Alabama A&M.
Well, like I said, I'm Elliot Jones. I'm originally from I'm native from Shreveport, Louisiana, North Louisiana. It's probably an hour and a half from Dallas, hour from Arkansas, right there in a central location. There, played baseball there at Huntington High School. Graduating, I had the opportunity and was recruited to play baseball scholarship at Southern University by Coach Roger Taylor. Played there 4 years. Was excited. Was part of the SWAC championship there. After that, I was fortunate enough and blessed enough to have the opportunity to join the staff. They're playing, so I was able to coach for Coach Taylor from 2013 to 17 until he retired. So I coached 4 seasons with him, and then I actually was able to coach 1 season with Kerry Jackson, the skipper there now, 1 year. After that, I had some personal issues with my mother getting sick, relocated back to Shreveport, Louisiana to be her caretaker. Recently had the opportunity to join the staff at Grambling State with Coach James Cooper in the last 2 seasons there with Grambling up until a few weeks ago. I have an opportunity to lead my own program here at Alabama A&M, so I'm excited. Just got to Huntsville yesterday afternoon. A beautiful city. I've never been here. This is my first time to campus, first time to the city. Being that we're East and West in baseball, we've never had an opportunity to come this way when I was at Southern or Grambling. So excited about it. Look for big things and blessings and support from you guys.
Sir, now we are excited here at the Open Mic because we cover the entire conference from top to bottom. But being an old baseball player myself, I have an adoration and a fondness for baseball. So we try to give a little inside boost on the baseball coverage whenever we can, regardless of the conference school that we're covering right now. We're talking right now with newly hired baseball coach Elliot Jones of Alabama A&M on the Brazos Valley Schools Credit Union Hotline. Now, you got to give a memo to A.D. Hicks for me. Tell him he owes me one because he was supposed to get me lined up with you ASAP as soon as your ink dried on the contract, but I do understand he's a busy man.
Oh, for sure. Like I said, I'll definitely pass that memo to my athletic director. Like I said, man, it's very challenging and very difficult right now when you're dealing with pandemic right now. So a lot of things and hiccups come up last minute that we're not used to. We still have to make adjustments for.
Absolutely. Now, there's no secret that of the past few seasons, Alabama A&M has had some challenges to overcome, and you walking into that situation with your eyes wide open. What made this a good fit for you to go A&M to lead your team for the first time as a manager?
Well, I feel like I've told people in the past when I talked to people over the last couple of days. One, I think Alabama A&M was a great fit for me because they've been that school has had some ups, but they're not that far off. It's a place. It's a really developed and grown city you can recruit to. Also, if you're able to get the financial help, the city and organizations that tend to be successful. I think more so the main focus will be recruiting scholars, athletes that have the ability to maintain grade-wise, stay eligible, and also have an ability. I feel like being that where Huntsville is located, where the campus is located, I have a chance to tap into some major cities that are close that have been untapped, specifically in the Nashville, Tennessee area. And also Birmingham and small surrounding in-state areas. So it's exciting for me. Have an opportunity. I think I felt like that this was the right move for me and my family at this time because at some point you always feel like that you're ready to be a head coach. You won't know it until you have the opportunity to present itself. So some people tell me be careful what you ask for. So ready to accept the challenges and get to work. But like I said, it's going to be challenging. Like I said, myself and my staff will be very prepared when things come here in the spring.
So there's an old saying, you don't know if a mule can pull until you hook him up. So you get your chance to get hooked up and lead the Bulldogs into the new Elliot Jones era. Now, you just made mention of your staff. Do you already have your staff assembled, or you inheriting the staff that was remaining behind for you at A&M?
Well, I have. He gave me the opportunity to bring on my own staff, so I have some guys in place. Can't their names just yet because they haven't physically been hired. Can't be yet, so we have to go through the hiring process with HR, the posting of the jobs. But I do have two guys in mind that I've built really good relationships with over the last year, and I'm excited about being able to have a chance to actually work with them. I've been a part of my staff here in Huntsville.
Very good, and that's understandable. You got to keep certain things under the lid, but be sure that we get a chance to get back in contact once that has been made official. Now, when it comes to your philosophy, Elliot Jones' philosophy, you've been under the legendary Kador. You were under Jackson for 1 year, even though it was turned around quite fast at Southern. You've been under Cooper, who's had success. And ironically, these have been Western Division counterparts that you had. What do you take from those guys you've been up under that you will add the Elliott signature, if you would, that will blend with the Eastern Division style of baseball play in the Southwestern Athletic Conference?
I'll tell you this much. We've always had our little jokes and talks over the years about the East being a little different from the West. Kind of compared ourselves to the SEC in football, as far as on the West side of baseball in the years that you never get a break. Someone's always play you tough on that West side, and you have a chance to get knocked off each and every week. One thing I realized that East has been so lopsided over the last years with just having Jackson State and Alabama State fight for the Eastern Division championship every year. I feel like just being able to bring philosophy, the style of coaches, coaching, the type of players that we aren't used to having here at A&M. It'll give me a chance to be very competitive. Also give us a chance to make a run at it and have some success early on that a lot of people won't expect us to have. And the thing is, it's really the little things, paying attention to the details, doing the small things, like I said, because baseball is a game of inches, and people don't realize that one mistake or one mishap can affect the whole aspect of the game. So my thing as far as it's really just staying in place, making sure the guys have understanding that there's a new culture here, and being able to change the culture and mindset, make them know that we have a championship mindset at all times. One thing we always used to compete for at Grambling, and this I took this from Coach Cooper, was always put ourselves in situations to be playing for first place every weekend. Rather it's the first weekend or the last weekend before the tournament. You do the small things and pay attention to details, you'll give yourself a chance to enjoy success. Also have a chance to play for a championship every weekend, basically just playing for the Western Division Championship every weekend. So I'm excited about it. Forward to it. I had actually have a chance to meet with my players yesterday evening on the Zoom call. So excited about change. Like I told those guys, hey, it's a change. Change can be very good or change can be very bad. Like I said, that I feel like they're excited about the change. They're going to give us a better situation to have some success early on.
Sir, once again, we're talking with Elliot Jones, head baseball coach of the Alabama A&M Bulldogs in Huntsville, Alabama. Now, I know you just got familiarized with your team through a Zoom conference call. How many seniors are you inheriting this year, Coach?
Right now, we're inheriting right at 7 seniors. We're junior heavy on this with the guys returning, but we have 7 seniors. Would have had 10, but we had 3 actually graduated in the last spring, and then one graduate will graduate this semester here. So they're choosing to take other opportunities as far as career wise. So we won't have those three guys in turn. So we're looking at losing. We would have had 10. So we're going to be down to around 7 seniors. But like I said, we want out of the 31 players I have returning, only one guy on my team was an incoming freshman. Having a chance, having the guys back. One thing specifically when talking to the seniors, they mentioned that Coach, man, we never had a chance to play in a SWAC tournament. One of the short-term goals that we want to have, and I'm glad that they have a short-term goal as far as because we experienced some sanctions over the last years. They haven't had an opportunity to compete for a SWAC championship like the other universities have. So I'm excited about that, being that they have short-term goals. And so they're excited about that. They're taking responsibility to really lead and guide each other, keep the team intact. Because people don't understand and keep in mind that without a coach from May up until I was hired a week ago. So there's a lot about senior class and also the team as a whole to be able to stay in contact and stay together throughout the whole process.
No doubt about it. I was just going to make mention with you being a quote-unquote late arrival, how does that affect your recruiting? Will you even have a chance to recruit? And would you have any scholarships available to add to what you've already inherited?
One thing I would tell, and I told the senior class yesterday, I don't want to make mention that I got hired at a later date. That's an excuse for us not to have the success or not for us to be competitive. Feel like with the pandemic, kind of equals some things out for us because everyone hadn't had a true fall anyway. So, by everything being virtual, gives us a chance to really get down on the academics. And as far as recruiting wise, I still have a relationship with some 2021 graduates, 2022 graduates. My process that I'm still on, not on for other universities. I'm on now for becoming Bulldogs here in the future. But that so NCAA has moved recruiting back to January. So as far as getting out recruiting, that isn't possible right now for us because we're experiencing the pandemic right now. But like I said, that's the positive on things, and that's why I'm not really getting a job late and not being able to have the ability to be with my players. Some universities have.
Well, look, I can imagine the conversation going on with you and Coach Cooper with your recruiting list. She's like, hey, Coach, don't take it personal, but you just become my competitor. And I'm going to try all I can to get some of these guys to become Bulldogs now.
Indeed, that was actually one of the things myself and Cooper and Coach Pierre at Grant we joked about on Saturday. We both said, hey, congratulations, we'll help you whatever we need and whatever you need. Understand we come across each other and come May in New Orleans. It's all love, but it's a business at this point.
Yes, sir. Well, I don't know if they share much with you. There's been heavy discussions of trying to get some cross-divisional games played throughout the regular season prior to just meeting at the tournament. So hopefully that will be laid out for the very near future as far as SWAC baseball. Now, Coach, I got one more question I want to ask you before we let you go here. If you were to summarize your approach and philosophy to the game, what would that be?
My philosophy would be no doubt preparing and practicing at a high level. So attention to details, playing hard, playing fast, a lot of enthusiasm. Also, I would also say that building strength from the middle out, having really good defenders behind the plate, good defenders. Middle and in center field, because if you play defense at a high level, give yourself a chance to be competitive. Also, of course, having quality arms to go along with that as well.
Sir, well, I'm glad you said quality arms from one catcher to another. You catch guys with various different philosophies, different pitches that they like to go to as their go-to pitches. The bottom line of a pitcher is if he's got a good handler, that in his catcher, and they're on the same wavelength, and he trusts his catcher, and the catcher is one of those student observers of the game, watching how batters approach the plate. It doesn't matter if the guy's throwing 98 or 78. If he can locate his ball and keep that batter's timing off, you could have some major success on any level of baseball.
Absolutely, and that's the more exciting thing. People, no matter how hard you throw, if you can take some fastballs, mix in changeups and a spin, you give yourself a chance to keep the batters off balance and give yourself defense a chance to spin at a high level. So that's my philosophy: defend at a high level, quality pitches, and have timely hitting. So that's what we're going to teach and go by and see what happens in year one. Like I said, it's mainly is to be really competitive and give yourself a chance to win every weekend.
Well, sir, we want to wish you nothing but success. Welcome as the head coach to the Southwestern Athletic Conference. He is Coach Elliot Jones of the Alabama A&M Bulldogs. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. You have been joining us on our Brazos Valley Schools Credit Union hotline. We're going to pause for the calls, and we'll be right back with more of the Mike Prince Show and the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Have sports, we'll travel. The Open Mic Broadcast Network serving student athletes from Little League, high school, and collegiate coverage right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. From coast to coast, from dusk till dawn. You can catch all student athletic action right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network, the station designed with you in mind. Serving the community through faith and athletics, the Open Mic Broadcast Network, the voice of student athletics. We'd definitely like to thank Coach Elliot Jones for meeting with us on the Brazos Valley Schools Credit Union hotline. Welcome addition to the Southwestern Athletic Conference baseball fraternity as he'll be leading the Alabama A&M Bulldogs on the diamond. As we try to do each and every day here from the Open Mic Broadcast Network is bring you interviews that you get just fine anywhere. And with that being said, you guys be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. You'll have interviews like this and much more where you can't just find anywhere. Subscribe today and help spread the love. You can also visit the website at obnradio.com. Become a listening partner today. I am going to exit stage left. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. As always, you guys be blessed. We'll see you on the other side.